Hey guys, Jim here. I apologize for the crackiness in my voice, but just returning home from Blade Show about 24 hours ago, and I have no voice left after Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, very loud environments, talking to as many people as I could. And of course, the yelling over the crowds in the pit every night. So I apologize for the quality of my voice, but it is what it is. I want to do a little Blade recap here, talk about some of the incredible people that were at Blade and the amazing event that it was, and show a few of the knives that I purchased while I was there. They don't all quite fit in frame. There's another 5 or 6 up here that didn't quite fit in. First off, I want to say it was an amazing event. If you've never had a chance to go to the Blade Show, you really should carve out the time to do so. It is quite the amazing event. It's not like any other knife show. I mean, really, it is. It's so much larger. But with that, it's also so much more overwhelming. You know, there's a lot of pressure to get to your favorite makers' tables before they're, sold out of the first come, first served. A few people that do that. And just the trying to see everything, it's almost impossible to see every single table, every single exhibit, every booth while you're there, especially if you're not there for every single day from open to close like I was. I had the wonderful fortune to get in before the show, so I was in there on Thursday, and I could kind of map out where I was going to go when the show opened on Friday, and it still didn't work out. I still didn't get to the table I wanted to get to in enough time to get what I wanted to get. So it's a tough thing. There's so much to choose from. You can't walk in there with a game plan. You may think you have a game plan when you do, but it's going to very quickly disintegrate in front of you because there's just so much awesomeness. Quick thing before I get into all the various knives here in front of me. Just to express a thanks to all of you, the collectors, those that follow me on Instagram and here on YouTube and my Facebook. It was overwhelming, the support that you guys showed for me, and the how so many of you took time out of your the time that you were there to see me and to stop me and to say hi and to spend some time with me. It was really great meeting all of you. It was a hell of a lot of fun, and you guys were really the big highlight for me going there. Whether it was seeing you in the show or seeing you in the pit afterwards, it was really fantastic. So thank you to all of you. The one in particular that stands out in my mind was Jake McCoy, this young little dude. I think he's about 14 years old. Dude was scoring some amazing knives there, and just one of the most polite, nice kids I've ever met in my life. Just a wonderful kid. And then I got a chance to meet his parents, and I could see where that came from. His dad was just like this super awesome, cool guy. And his mother, sweet, beautiful, great family there. So thank you guys for making my trip so worthwhile. It was really great to meet you guys. And those of you that were wearing my Strider Hyperdive watches, I was blown away. I met like 6 or 7 of you that were wearing my watch brand on your wrist at that time, and it was just too cool. And to see so many of the makers too. Todd and Mark Bag were wearing theirs. Mick Strider, I believe, was wearing his one day. Jim Burke was wearing his throughout the whole show. So thank you guys for believing in me and supporting my dream. As far as the makers go, I mean, some of the highlights, I mean, everybody was great. I didn't meet one maker that wasn't fantastic. But there were just so many. Let's get into a couple of the knives, and we'll talk about some of the makers as well. And I'm going to start with the one that everybody's been really wanting to see since I started talking about it on Instagram. There's going to be full videos on many of the things that you see here, but this is the one a lot of you have been asking about. This is as far as we know, again, I can only say as far as we know. I've done all the research I can. Jeff Vandermeulen, who built this knife, did all the research he could. And judging by the reactions that we got on various forums, including from other very prolific makers, there seems to have never been a functioning, completely full 100% zirconium built frame lock knife, and this is it. And that was why I wanted to do it. I had asked Jeff when I was getting on his books and placing some orders, I said, would you consider making, because he made a barely legal in a liner lock like this over here, and he put zirconium scales on it, and I thought it was gorgeous. It was really sexy. And he did it with either an intro or a micro intro as well. I said, would you take on the task of building an actual frame lock in zirconium, knowing the inherent issues? And if you don't know what those issues are, I'll get more in depth when I do the review video on this in a couple of days. And he says, you know what, shit, let's just go for it and do it. And you know what? He did it, and he did a fantastic job. Incredible Rob Thomas Damascus blade on here, all stainless Damascus. Compound grind, did a great job. The zirconium is perfect. It's beautiful, it's polished, it's super, super heavy as you would expect. So both sides of the frame lock, including the lock itself, are zirconium. You'll see there are no liners of titanium or steel or anything in there supporting it. Then we have the zirconium pocket clip. There is a zirconium over travel disc right here to prevent the lock bar from moving too much. And again, if you don't know why that's important, we'll discuss that in the actual video. So there it is, guys. For those that thought it could not be done and that it would not function, Jeff has actually been testing this, literally beating on it for about 4 months now, actually since January, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been sending me updates and pictures and videos. He's been spine whacking it. He's been trying to get the lock to fail. He's been trying to get it to move back and forth and lose its tension. And it's still functioning flawlessly just about 5 months later. So now it's my turn to test it and abuse it and see what can possibly happen. So there we go. Starting from the beginning, this is probably one of my favorite scores from the show from Andre de Villiers. I got to tell you, what a super awesome, really, really nice guy he is. This is his butcher. There is the Mid-Tech butcher, which is this, and I picked up one of these. That'll be offered on my Diamond Gems Live Knives project in mid-July. We're looking probably July 18th. But this was my custom, the dress butcher that he made up for me. Started working on this back in January. We've gone through a few evolutions and changes since we first began talking about it. It was going to be a regular butcher with the lightning strike carbon fiber inlays, and then it developed a little bit over time until we got into the Damascus, which is actually Damasteel. Beautifully done, beautifully polished as well. Great etch on it. Incredible action on this thing. When you drop that lock, it just wants to drop right into place. Super fast opening. Great inlay work on the lightning strike carbon fiber. As you see, I opted for the custom lanyard loop on there. And I also opted for his incredible file work, which you see right here. Great job in the file work, great job in the anodizing. I chose to go with a golden bronze around the lips of the frame. And you see the blue in there from the back spacer. Just incredible work all the way around, matching Damasteel on the pocket clip as well. And this is his custom pocket clip. He offers a couple different ways of doing it. So this is the tensioned, sculpted pocket clip. Very, very nicely done there. So I'm very, very happy with that one. It actually carries really, really well for the size of knife that it is. Another delivery that I got at the show was from Mr. Robert Carter. This is his F16. And we chose to go with no color on this. I wanted to do just a black and white theme. So we did a gun coat on the lower areas of all the carved titanium, and then a satin finish to polish off the tops. That is a 220 thou thick S90V steel blade. Sculpted pocket clip with the same carvings in there as well. And it flips really, really, really well. I also asked him if he wouldn't mind carving up the blade to kind of match what he's done in the frame. He was happy to do so. Yeah, that's a super powerful, super thick blade on there. Great action all the way around. Could not be happier with this purchase. This is an outstanding young man with an outstanding eye for detail, and he does incredible work all the way around. Let's get that out of the way. Next up was another Jeff Vandermeulen, Barely Legal. This time in a super thick blade. This is about a 200 thou thick blade. And Damascus bolsters on there, carbon fiber scales, titanium frame, of course. And the zirconium sculpted 3D hidden hardware pocket clip, just like I have on my other one. Nice action on it. he does an interesting action. His actions are usually rather soft. You can get them to flip well, but they never make that ka-chunk or thunk sound when they open. And it's especially muted in zirconium, by the way. There is another beautiful Damascus blade with a compound grind built in there as well. Nice edge on this one too. Let's see, what else? Skip on over here. This, guess if we can get it close up, there we go. Richard Rogers, his very first flipper. He had 2 at the show. One he literally gave away for free. If you signed up, you had a chance to win it for free. I dug this mainly because of the handles. These are actually double hollow ground G10 scales. I don't know if I can get it to zoom, focus on that or not. But beautifully done on there. Blue titanium liners. He's really good at anodizing. Does a lot of that on his tangent model. But what really interested me was I noticed there was no external stop pin. And before I could ask about an internal stop pin, I closed the knife when I was at his table and noticed the stop pin there. Now let's see if I can get this to focus. It wants to focus on all the knives on the table there. Now notice what it does here. It goes into that little area and they completely disappear when it's open, but it also does it again right up here when it closes. And I saw that and I went nuts. And he was going to allow me to review one, but he said he wouldn't have any ready for probably a month or 2. And honestly, I didn't want to wait to do it, so I went ahead and bought it. I may end up selling this on one of the flash sales for the Live Knives project, but I may end up keeping it, I'm not sure. But I really, really, really dig this, and the quality of work for only his second flipper. Again, number 1 and number 2 were there on his table. I don't know if this is number 1 or number 2, but they were both there. Finally scored something I've been looking for a long time. A lot of you guys recognize this. Got to get it past the lock there. This is the Mixed Strider Custom SJ75. It's also got the skull pivot on there as well. This is done in the full stealth. Really, what a big, mean sumbitch this thing is. It feels really, really good in the hand. And once I saw it and handled it, I knew I pretty much had to have it. So I'm really happy I got that. Mick was cool enough to sign the case that it was in. Here's one that I got exclusively for my July show. This will go to the show. It's not going to be on an Instagram flash sale. This is going to be for the live show in the middle of July. What you're looking at here is a Jim Burke. Oh, yeah. And not a mid-tech. He has released the Villain as a mid-tech now, but this, as you can tell from the grind, is his full custom Villain. On this side of the pivot screw, he has inlaid a red tritium tube, and on this side, he has inlaid a green tritium tube. You have sculpted and flame anodized titanium. Then he put a Mokutai backspacer in there as well, which is really cool how it kind of blends in with the colors that he chose to use. Custom clip, Hinderer style over travel, bearing pivot. This thing is just amazing. This is one of those knives that you know you're holding a knife built by a legend when you got this thing. So I was pretty stoked to get that in my hands. I did win one single lottery, just one. And it was actually the Hinderer lottery because I won one of the new Eclipse. Well, when I was drawn, I was number 16. So all the Eclipse were gone. Then everything else I wanted was gone. But I was able to negotiate. The person in front of me had snagged this. And I was able to trade them the 3-inch Warney XM for this. I had to give some cash up, unfortunately. But according to Rick and Rob, they only make about 50 full black DLC XM18s per year, and I really liked having the brass standoffs on there as well. I thought that was kind of a neat touch. So brand new out of the box, haven't flipped the clip over on it yet. Haven't decided 100% yet if it's a keeper, but if I sell it, I mean, it's not going to be like a juicy price because I had to give up a couple $100 plus that other XM in order to get it. So you can see where that's going. But I love the idea of the all blacked out look. On one side you see silver tone hardware, And then here you have the over travel and the standoffs in the bronze. Thought that was pretty damn awesome. The one and only Smooth G10 mini glimpse friction folder ever made by Todd Bag. This was a gift from Mark to me as I was hanging out at their table quite a bit. And he says, you know what, we only made one of these. I'd love for you to have it. So, dude, thank you. That was freaking amazing. I got to spend a lot of time with Todd and Mark during the show, out of the show. We had a great 4-hour lunch, and Gavin Hawk came along, and Johnny from Tad Gear, and it was just like the craziest thing. Frank Fisher was there. Todd Fisher Jr. was there. It was a shitload of fun. So thank you, Mark, for that. And this has actually been in my pocket quite a bit. And you guys know me, I really don't like friction folders, but this is a pretty bad little sumbitch right here. So I am definitely enjoying this, and it is stupid sharp. So I thought that was pretty neat. One of my favorite scores from the entire show is this little guy right here. This is made by Serge Pachenko. If you don't know him, check out SergeKnives.com. Serge is an artist. He is a true genius of pretty much everything. And I had a chance to spend some time with him and his wife and had a hell of a lot of fun talking with them. And during that time, Julie, his wife, we started talking about dogs and dog tags and all kinds of funny little things, and my love of, obviously, of watches. And it turns out that was the inspiration for the coin claw, was actually a watch movement. And this can actually be carried in your pocket just like it was just a large size coin, or you can wear it on a necklace and have it around your neck. This thing is absolutely genius. It is gorgeous. It is well made, and I'm very, very, very impressed. I think I don't remember what the retail was versus the table price, but these were about $350, and I got to tell you, worth every penny of it. Super slick, super cool. I mean, it's a little curio. It's something that is different from everything else that you have in your collection, and it's definitely going to be a conversation starter. Another person I spent a lot of time with and have a profound amount of respect for, Andy Fitz. This was actually going to be, this was being held for a customer, and he never showed up for it. And I'm really glad, because he had shown it to me the night before I bought it. And, he told me at that time I couldn't buy it because somebody else was buying it. And when I saw him again on Sunday, I asked him, I said, did that customer ever come for the knife? He's like, nope. I said, well, I want it. I will buy it right here, right now. You don't have to leave the show with it. So I was very fortunate to snag this great little flipper. And you're going to be seeing a lot of bitchin' stuff from Andy in the future. I can't divulge what it is. It's not my place to, but I will say this. He's got a lot of cool things up on the horizon, and I'm very happy to have this. Oh my God, my voice just doesn't want to stay with me. One of the biggest hits of the show was this incredible, Integral by Tony Marfione. Tony Marfione Custom, called the ANAX, A-N-A-X. It's sculpted, it's contoured, it's an integral. It's got a weird thing hanging off the back that luckily you can unscrew. It has a Todd Bag inspired pocket clip, which, by the way, he did give credit to Todd Bag for that from the bodega. It is flat out badass in every respect, and they were a great value as well. I'll discuss that when I do the full video on this. Wait till you see the packaging. If you haven't already seen this knife, wow, it was just a stupid, crazy deal. Another big hit from the show was, of course, John Graham's Razel Mid-Tech. You guys know I begged and pleaded about 9 months ago in one of my 3 Graham videos, and said this is the one knife that deserves to have a mid-tech, and I'm glad to see that John was going to do it. So there it is, live in the flesh. A lot of these were brought to the show. A lot of people bought these. John did a show special, did these for $350 if you were there, but his retail price direct is going to be $425. We're already seeing these go for about $850, $900, sadly enough. My good buddy Bryan Thai, he was kind enough to hold this for me since I knew he was going to be bringing some to the show. This is the Thai Tac 2, and this is not an illusion created by the machining. It really is a fully sculpted titanium frame. Not only that, but great action and a fully mirror polished compound grind. How gorgeous is that? So the flats are a high satin, and then the top swedge and both grinds are done in a full true mirror. Great action on this thing, super fun. He makes these in a 3.5 and a 4-inch. That's the 3.5 inch. I was lucky to score my very first stout. There it is, carbon fiber, and there is the incredible grind. I'm running out of time here, guys. I got about 3 minutes before my camera cuts me off, so I got to rush through. Let's see. Oh, the Grimsmo brothers, Eric and John. This was their auction piece. I won the auction, very luckily. And I am so in love with this thing. The colors that come out of it are incredible. And I had a lot of chances to talk with them, and like to consider those two buddies of mine now. They are super awesome guys, great individuals, and I am actually very proud to own this knife. Going to be enjoying the shit out of that. One that actually Pohan Lew made for me. The very first hamachi in the world. He did bring 5 or 6 of them with him. Mine was the very first one, and mine is the only one that will be made with the recess here for the fingers. And I can't thank him enough. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Superconductor, lightning strike carbon fiber, lightning strike on the pocket clip as well. It was a complete surprise. I didn't know he was making these. I didn't know he was bringing one to the show for me. And I'm glad I have the opportunity now to own it, because this thing, this is just pure friggin' sex. Another one of my top favorite scores from the entire show. And got a chance to hang out with Mike from Custom Knife Factory. This is the asymmetric knife. Take a look at this. There it is, marked Blade Show Limited Run 1 of 10. There's the beautiful titanium side done in bronze. And it earned its name asymmetric because take a look at this. Nothing on this knife is symmetrical. Not the spine of the blade, not the overall profile of the knife across the back spacer, nothing. Great action. Nice satin, hand-rubbed satin on the blade. Beautiful example of a custom knife for what I feel is a very, very low price. The show price on these were $800. I don't know what they're going to go for after the show, but this one was $800 in Kieranite. Absolutely gorgeous. I had such a great time seeing all you guys, seeing all the great makers. Dave Curtis, Jim Burke, a dear, dear, dear friend. Love that man to death. Daryl Ralph, another very close friend. Thank you, Daryl, for all the time that you spent making sure I could get there, because it was him and my wife behind my back as a birthday present that booked my reservations and all that crazy stuff. So that was a hell of a lot of fun. Mick Strider, awesome as always. Jade with Starling Gear, dude, you are just friggin' awesome. You guys look out, because I pitched an idea to him for a custom thing to be done for my Live Knives project. We'll see if that's going to come to fruition. This, by the way, was done by Lance at Sniper Blade Works. These are pretty badass little neckers. They wanted to have something that was affordable that most everybody could buy from his table. He had a bunch of these, and it's pretty friggin' badass. Definitely badass. Lance is one hell of a great guy. Let's see. Talked about Serge and Julie, Todd and Mark Bag. Love you guys. Gavin Hawes.